Two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome
Hola.
back to the Night Moose Show. The trying to become weekly podcast show where me and my good friend over here
Mr. Nightwolf,
talk for like an hour.
about almost nothing.
we occasionally we occasionally have topics. uh, yeah. So, we missed last week.
Much to our dismay.
Well, that's partially my fault because I kind of forgot.
You're strip mining wrong.
Forgive the interruptions, the very, very rude interruptions by my brother-in-law.
Yeah, things are not perfect, but we will make it. We will make it, hopefully. And if you're enjoying, again, tell us some topics. I know people see this because I can see the little view count. I know you guys are watching. Give us some feedback. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Ask us questions, as long as they're not really creepy and or sexual. Thank you.
Gotta throw that in there, don't you?
Well, would you want someone sending you a really creepy, awkward question that you would answer on the internet for everyone to see?
And for it to remain forever? Probably not.
Anyways, do we have any topics to discuss?
Seeing as how I just bought two, actually three of them, I was wondering if you've done any model kits in your lifetime.
Heh, no.
So I'm not
Well,
alone in this endeavor.
technically, I mean, if you count Warhammer stuff as model kits, because you do make models and you do paint them, then technically yes.
I
But
mean, I was talking things like anything from like model cars,
yeah, in a
planes.
broader sense of the term, no.
Because I mean, I've never done anything like that. I mean, when I was younger, my dad bought me a model car that I pulled apart and then, or that I opened up and immediately went, "What?" So I'm hoping I don't do the same thing with this. But back then, I was like 6, 7, so I didn't really know.
Mm,
Now I'm older. I like, okay, it's Gundam. I know what a Gundam looks like. I know what things should look like and how they should fit together. I've got this. I should be able to do this.
so since 2 weeks have passed, what have you been doing? Have you played any cool video
Um,
games? Have you done anything interesting the past 2 weeks?
I've been playing a lot of Smite when I
I
finally get free time.
Is it good? I've never played Smite.
Oh my god, it's amazing. This game literally will take your entire opinion of the MOBA genre, turn it on its head, and slap you with it. It's
I've
amazing.
I've seen screenshots of it and it looks really good. I just
God,
never
it's
had
great.
the
The entire
energy and or
concept
the want
is
to
they
actually
take
play it.
yeah, no, they take the whole idea of League of Legends and the whole multi lanes and the jungle and all that fun stuff, and they take the overhead view and change it to a third person view, and then they let you play as gods from a whole bunch of different mythologies, like Greek mythology, Norse mythology, Chinese, Roman. There's even it, Egyptian things like that. Just all
Mm,
sorts of really cool like gods that most like. There's the common ones that you'd hear of, like Zeus, Thor, Odin, Loki,
yeah.
Ra, Anubis. I'm trying to think of a Chinese one that most people would recognize. Wukong, Sun
Hmm.
Wukong is an actual character in the game. Um, there's different things like that, and it's absolutely amazing. Like they have a huge selection of skins that are just badass. I got Baby here too, by the way. Um, all sorts of different characters from all different kinds of play styles, and just it's great, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
Big.
I've been doing a lot of college stuff, so I haven't been able to play too many games, but I have recently gotten really into a game called Unturned, which Tyler knows about.
Yeah, I've been informed.
For those of you who don't know, it basically takes the idea of DayZ and Minecraft and puts it together into an amazing game. It looks really blocky. That's why it kind of looks like Minecraft, but the whole game is really interesting because you don't build in blocks like you do in Minecraft. You actually build foundations, and then you have to have pillars to be able to support walls.
So kind of like, well, I can't really say kind of like Space Engineers or whatever the hell that game is. I don't even remember how. It's been so long since we played that game.
Yeah. But
kind of that
have you
concept
ever
where you have to have
seen?
certain things to build other things.
Yeah, have you ever seen Rust?
I've heard of it, yes.
Do you know of the building mechanics in that, where you actually build like an entire hut except for just like blocks?
No, I do not really.
Oh.
I've like seen maybe one video of it like a long time ago, and it was Markiplier playing with I think Wade, and he just kept killing him
Yeah.
for the giggles of it. So I didn't really get much into the building mechanics of it.
Yeah, the building mechanics are pretty much the same because you build in walls except for just blocks like Minecraft. But it's really in depth because you have stamina you have to watch out for, you have the amount of infection you have. So if you eat something moldy, you get more sick or whatever, and if you get bitten, you get more. You have to watch out for food and water and health. And it gets really crazy because trying to scavenge things in a zombie-infested city can get really difficult at times, especially when all you have in your arsenal is firearms, because the noise will actually attract pretty much everything in that city.
Oh, so people who like to play zombie games like me and just run and gun aren't going to do very well.
No,
Great.
you're going to do terrible in that game.
I'm probably going to die, to be perfectly honest.
But the gun, like, the whole idea of the mechanics behind the gun is you can get like attachments for it, so you can get a silencer for it. You can get scopes and stuff like that.
Don't fire a shot until you have a silencer.
Pretty much. And like each gun has a different type of magazine, and each magazine has a different type of ammo it has to use. So there's civilian grade ammo, I think there's ranger grade, and then there's military grade. So if you have a civilian grade weapon, you have to have civilian grade ammo. Unless you have like a shotgun, which just takes buckshot shells or slugs. And so you have this dilemma where you can either carry a whole bunch of mags to quickly switch between them, or you can carry one, and that will, you know, lessen the amount you actually have to carry. But when you run out of ammo in that magazine, you have to worry about the reload time, because you have to take the magazine out of the gun, you have to refill it, and then you have to put it back into the gun.
Oh god.
So it gets really, really intense when you don't have any backpacks and have 4 carry slots. You have 1 firearm, and you need to reload. So, and it's been really interesting watching myself trying to survive.
Do a bit where you carry like 30 million guns at the same time.
Yeah. It gets really intense. Most of the time, I just end up dying. But one of the things I don't like about the game is it doesn't allow you to have multiple saves like in Minecraft or DayZ. Like, you don't get to make multiple characters or make multiple saves. You have to, like, delete the registry files so you can reload a new world.
So if you die...
If you die, you just get...
back from the last.
Well, if you die, you get re-put into the same world.
Oh, that's interesting.
And, like, everything that happened in your past life is the exact same. Like, so all the stuff you dropped stays there until you pick it up. It doesn't despawn like in Minecraft.
That's kind of cool, and at the same time, it's kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm. I wish you could make, like, world saves. But Yeah. I like the idea of not losing something you accidentally drop.
Yeah.
But it does get a little hectic having to reload a world. But that's only for single player. I don't think it's the same for doing multiplayer servers.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Yeah. So don't quote him on that.
But yeah, it's super, super good. I think you'll like it a lot.
Oh, I'm sure I will. So, when you were saying things about Ranger equipment, my mind popped to a reality show I've been watching. It's on YouTube. It's on the channel Bat in the Sun is the name of the channel. But the name of the show is called My Morphin Life. It follows Jason David Frank, who many of you know played Tommy Oliver in Power Rangers. And you learn so much about this guy. This guy is like the ultimate adrenaline junkie. He is all about his fans. He is like the the greatest father and husband I have ever seen. Like this guy is amazing. Like he's sitting there signing on 12 hours straight without hardly a panel. His daughter comes up to me, and what does he do? He signs the toys because it's his daughter. He's like, I'm not going to let her down. That just made my day watching
So,
this.
for
I mean,
for
you get to
those,
see him interacting with all these different other Rangers. Like he invites a whole bunch of them to his house, and like Paul Schreier and I can't remember the other guy's name, but Bulk and Skull.
mhm.
They go to that little party too. He goes and he hangs out with. He goes to Thailand to do more Muay Thai training and things like that, and him and his wife get the next rank up, and just all sorts of different cool little tidbits, like watching him break the Guinness World Record for the most boards broken in free fall.
Mhm.
That was the coolest thing ever.
For those watching the podcast, I am sorry for when Tyler glitches out and stuff because we're on Skype.
Oh yes, yeah.
So
Sorry if I glitch out, but
yeah, but yeah, that dude's crazy.
oh, he really is. Just like hearing all these like interviews about him and how he's just absolutely a prankster on set is completely and totally awesome. Like you actually get to see him on the set of Super Megaforce when they're filming for the Legend War, and it's so freaking cool getting to see him and all these other legendary rangers that they brought back in the spandex with the helmets off and just standing there reading their lines off. Even before that, just seeing their little cameo shots before you even realize, okay, this is who they are.
Hmm.
You're like, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, after seeing that, I turned around and I went and I watched the last couple episodes of Super Megaforce. Those last couple episodes make the rest of the series just look like nothing. Like it looks like trash.
Hmm.
Although I will say, I did enjoy how they pulled off the using the Sentai people. They played them off as powers that no one's ever seen before, like new powers.
Yeah.
And they came up with all sorts of cool ones. Like they even were able to. They even covered up the use of the whole Die Ranger team, all 6 of them, by having everyone go, "Oh yeah, we're gonna use this new power," and the 6th Ranger go, "Oh yeah, and I'll use Mighty Morphin," and morph into the White Ranger.
Hmm.
It was the most clever way to cover that up that I've ever could have thought of. Like instead of coming up with this whole origin story, like, oh yeah, Zordon borrowed elements from these powers to make the White Ranger powers. They were like, oh yeah, here's a brand new power. Oh, and I'm going to use Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
Just kind of gloss over, like, oh yeah, here's this whole new power that no one's ever seen before. Why do they all look so similar? Hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Definitely.
it was.
Yeah, besides Unturned, I think I've been playing a little bit of Super Smash Brothers for my 3DS.
I still have yet to get that, and I'm still working on freaking Omega Ruby. I still have yet to finish it.
I
I've beat all
still,
8 gyms.
yeah, I still can't find, like, I want to play it. I just can't find the time or, like, the urge to play it. because I have so many other things I have to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. When I can. But other than that, I haven't done much because I'm stuck doing college.
Well, I mean, have you had time to watch any TV shows or anything? Anything you're kind of excited for?
Not really.
Hmm.
I've watched, let's see, TV shows. Lately, I think all I've been doing is trying to catch up in Sword Art Online.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that as well when I can, but I haven't really had time between work and baby and school and things like that.
Yeah. But other than that, mostly what I'm excited for is the new Majora's Mask 3D. That I'm
Yeah, I know.
definitely
You're
excited for
excited.
that. I just actually just a couple days ago, I got selected by Nintendo to test to have like an access code for Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Aha!
Yeah, I got the demo, and I have a demo code for me and 3 other demo codes.
You should totally give me a demo code.
Oh, I'll definitely give you a demo code.
Yeah, no, you don't have a choice. I am holding you at knife point at this point. You are giving me a demo code.
Yeah, because just today, I didn't even notice it until today because I was going through my emails and I saw an email from Nintendo. I'm like, what is this about? And then I read it. I'm like, holy crap! I just
Right?
got 4
Ah!
access codes to Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate demo. Holy crap!
That's awesome. Like, that's what they did with the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire demo, too.
Yeah, I had a friend. That's how I got the demo. Was I had a friend who got the access
And I'm
codes.
and I don't know if that's the only way, but I'm starting to think that might be the only way you can get Mega Steelix and Mega Glalie.
That I don't know.
Which is kind of a bummer. I really wish they wouldn't do that if they yeah. I mean maybe they'll release them in an event later, but like
So
as
yeah,
for right now, that's
like
the only way you can do it.
so on Wednesday or Friday when you're not busy, not doing work or whatever, you should text me and we could totally play Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate demo together.
We can because I believe you can link up
Yeah,
in that
I was
that's
reading
inside a
the
big
email.
multiplayer thing.
Yeah, I was reading the email and the access codes it gives you is so you give it to friends and play online together.
That's cool.
Yeah, because it comes with
That's cool.
quests and stuff you can play with either yourself or with your friends. So I'm like, holy
That's
crap,
I've
yes.
always wanted to play Monster Hunter, so that's gonna be cool. Because I'm definitely picking that game up. Like I'm probably going to pre-order that game.
Oh yeah, Monster Hunter is like one of the greatest things ever.
I fully agree. Monster Hunter is great. I mean, I saw a bunch of the some of the figures that a few toy companies have made for it, and oh my god, they make some damn good looking stuff.
Oh yeah.
Excuse my language, by the way. I'll try to keep it PG. At least PG.
No, you can go PG-13.
Okay, okay.
Like
You're
I
giving me
said,
that leeway, then I'm good.
yeah, I don't mind repeating myself about this, but like I don't care if you swear, it's just don't make it obnoxious.
Yeah, I try
And
not to.
that's for those people who want to do, collaborations. If anyone's out there. If you would like to do a collaboration with me, please message me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. My Twitter link is somewhere on my channel.
I'll be leaving
Shameless
a link in
promotion
my
here,
channels.
but contact me because I would love to do some collaborations. But just
Yeah,
remember, if you swear, try to keep it on the down low.
yeah, no collaborations. I'm more than open to do as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Mr. Moose here will probably put a link to my channels
If
in
I
the
remember.
description if he remembers. I'll have to message him or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe
And
I'll just put the links in the comments.
mm-hmm. And if any of you do follow me on Twitter, I know probably you don't, but anyways, if you do follow me on Twitter, you know that I have been thinking about doing a roleplay series. and that
Mhm.
this guy is gonna join that series. A little
Yeah.
look into the glass of this hopefully birthed series.
Hopefully.
Um, this is exclusive. Don't go telling people about it. It's top secret. Top secret information here.
It's top secret. Hushity hush.
We are hopefully going to start what's called a Let's Roleplay, and the idea behind a Let's Roleplay, it's kind of like a Let's Play. I mean, we play the game, and you can hear our voice, because we kind of commentate over it, but the commentary isn't from our perspective, it's from the character's perspective. So when I speak, I'll be speaking like I'm the character, and you'll be able to hear his thoughts, and all that good stuff. And then the tricky part is going to be, like, Tyler's perspective, because he'll be talking from his character's perspective, but we won't know what's going on in his head because, it's from my character's perspective. So that'll be an interesting thing we figure out. But the whole idea is we... Oh, were you going to say something?
I'm thinking about it. I think basically the whole I think as far as my thing is, I might actually wind up having to do a Let's Roleplay on my channel as well, so you can hear my character's perspective on things.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when it comes to his thing, it'll probably pretty much only be my voice acting.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll do that kind of stuff. But
I mean, yeah. Speaking of voice acting, I am still trying to get stuff together and get people together to do a fan dub of an anime. I haven't decided which one yet.
Mhm.
I've been thinking about maybe doing a Digimon one, but I think maybe doing a Super Sentai would be a little more fun.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Or a Kamen Rider series or something. That'd just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I want to do a Sentai, that way we have more people that are able to do, more people able to be the heroes.
Yeah.
Because being a Kamen Rider series, you kind of have to have a select group of people, and okay, this person's going to be the hero, this person's going to be the villains. Here's some of the secondary writers.
Yeah.
So.
But... And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to play Unturned, like the game I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll be him and his character and my character trying to survive together, and the whole idea behind it is they're going to be surviving, and we'll think of, their hopes, their dreams, their goals in life, basically, and we'll try to work around that. I know we're going to have some conflict. I already thought up some stuff. It's not going to be totally scripted, but there are going to be small parts that are, because, we'll need to plan some stuff out, but most of it will be just winging it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll be really interesting seeing how the characters relate to each other and stuff like that. I know nothing of his character because we have not told each other about anything. But
I know nothing of his character. I think that's the best way we can go into it.
But that was my plan, is for us to know nothing. But when we start, we're just going to know the bare basics of each other's character. I might give you a little more insight onto my character, and I may have a video of Tyler giving a little more insight on his. But the whole point is we don't know anything about each other because our characters are not going to know each other. So it's going to be them learning about each other and learning how to survive together. So I think it'll be really fun and interesting. I'm really excited to get it started.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I have to actually take the time to learn and play the game before I really jump into that. But for the most part, I'm all in.
Yeah. And
you kind of even inspired me to kind of want to start my own Let's Roleplay of other games. Because I've been trying to think of Let's Roleplays that would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could set up like an adventure map on Minecraft and get my Minecraft working,
yeah,
I might consider doing that. But until then, there are a few things I've thought of. But
yeah, that'd be really interesting. If any of you guys want to know my inspiration, there's a guy on YouTube called TheKn1ghtMM00s3 Show. He does a roleplay of New Vegas. He does one of Project Zomboid.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to interrupt you. My son is just making the most adorable noises in the world, and I look at him like, "What are you doing?" And he just stops.
Babies can't interrupt. They're always number one.
They're just background noise.
But
until he starts screaming, then we have an issue.
Yes, babies cannot be seen as interruptions.
No,
we are interrupting their life.
Of course.
Yeah, he does New Vegas, he does Project Zomboid, and I think he also has Skyrim one. So if you're interested in that, I'll hopefully have the description in the description. He's really good. He's very good at storytelling, and he inspired me to do it. And I might be doing, this is a maybe, but I might be doing a New Vegas roleplay by myself. But who knows? That may come in the future if I find the time. But yeah, so fun things are gonna come hopefully. I'm excited.
Yeah, like us actually getting back to Ocarina of Time.
Yes, we still need to do that. Oh yeah, I need to
Yeah.
get my ass in gear.
Yeah. Oh god, I still have to do. I still have to. I haven't even touched Glazed since the first episode I recorded. I have Minecraft. I have to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
I
both
have to
need
get my Minecraft working. I might actually do a crazy craft. I think that'd be fun. But if I did it, I would want to get like you and a few other people I know all together to do it.
Yeah.
Just make a big old group thing and just go crazy.
And if anyone has seen my Faster Than Light episode called Heavy Breather, you might know, or like my original super crappy, terrible episodes of Minecraft, like the very first episodes I ever put up on YouTube. They're still up if you want to watch them. They're terrible, so don't. Anyways, you might know Mr. Stone Walrus. It's still in the works, but we're hopefully going to get him his own channel and get him recording some videos. But we also, top secret, don't tell anyone else, but we're also
More hush
planning a channel together. And I'm not going to tell you the name, I'm not going to tell you what we're doing, but it's going to be really interesting, and I hopefully will get it up soon, because I'm excited for that.
It's funny, you guys. We've been hinting at this for a while, and we didn't even say what it is we were doing, and he just goes and tells you what we were going to do.
Oh, yeah, but there's still a lot of stuff they don't know.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, we're hopefully going to get that in the works. That's all you're going to know. I'm not going to tell you anything else about it. But
and also, my lovely sister is making her own channel.
Ooh.
My dear sister Katie. We're kind of teaching her the ropes of how things work in Minecraft as things go along. I mean, she's got her friends that teach her as well, so she's going to be doing good on that. But as far as I know, I could very easily, once I get my Minecraft up and running, I mean, she could very easily be a member of our little Crazy Craft crew. Well, that'd be kind of fun, actually.
A lot of stuff happening this year.
A lot of stuff going on. Yeah, definitely. 2015 is going to be great. Second year in a row for the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl. I'm stoked beyond reason. That was such an amazing game. I'm so sad I missed most of it.
I didn't watch any of it, actually.
I watched all the way up. I didn't watch all the way up until overtime. That's the only thing I didn't. That's the only thing I watched was overtime.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm not a big football fan. So
however,
he is one of them crazy people.
I played football for 3 years. I think I'm a bit of a football fan.
No, it's okay. I watch some weird stuff too, like card tournaments. Yeah, I'm that guy.
I'm the even weirder guy. I watch panels on convention panels. I'm that guy. I'm the guy. I can't go to the convention, so I'll watch the panels on the internet.
Oh no, I've watched some panels. But yeah, I'm that guy who sits on the internet watching card game tournaments that he can't get into because he's too
lame.
Poor. Too poor to be able to travel over there.
Yeah. Speaking of panels, I watched the coolest panel in the world the other day. It was Power Morphicon 2014. Those of you who know what that is, I salute you. For those of you who don't, Power Morphicon is the big old Power Rangers convention that happens every so often. It's not set like an every year thing, like things like SoccerCon in Seattle or Comic-Con and E3 and things like that are. So what they did was they had a Forever Red panel. They had a metric freaking fuck ton of Red Rangers from the past, and just all the way up to Samurai. That's how many Red Rangers they had there.
Dang.
They didn't have all of them because Jason David Frank wasn't there. Rick Medina Jr., who played Cole, wasn't there. You'd be happy because Connor wasn't there. But they had a whole
Oh.
bunch of people there, and the thing that shocked me the most was the fact that they actually had the Japanese actor that played Geki, or the Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger from Japan.
That would be cool.
They had him there
That's awesome.
as a part of the panel. They had a translator there for him and everything, and it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. There was a side video from the two of them doing a panel together, because they had Austin St. John and the Japanese actor doing a panel together, and at one point they had the two of them do their respective morphs.
Mm-hmm.
Funniest thing ever. The Japanese guy dropped the buckle, like straight dropped it, before he could even get to it. He was sitting there trying to pull it off his pants like they do in the show,
Mm-hmm.
and he dropped it. Then when Austin St. John went to go do his morph, the second he flipped it over and punched it forward like they do, the coin pops out. And falls to the ground.
That's awesome.
I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, that's just something that you would notice on set that wouldn't happen like after post production.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny.
So it's like that's like a little insight as to what goes on, and I mean, speaking of insight, just watching the Green Samurai Ranger and Jason David Frank interact was the coolest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because the two got along so well, because Hector, the name of the actor who plays Mike from Samurai, he was like, I grew up watching this guy. This guy's a legend. And stuff, and then Jason, of course, turns to him and goes, well, now you're a legend. Now you're part of this legacy.
Yeah.
And stuff, and they start going back and forth like, we need to do a Forever Green. We need to make this happen. Like, let us direct Power Rangers for a day.
Ziggy, bro. That would be the funniest thing ever.
The thing is, they would probably have to do like a Forever Green and Black,
Yeah.
because then they could bring, because then they could do Adam, they could do Carlos, and that'd be the trick. How would they work Adam and Carlos?
I don't know.
Because Adam was Black Mighty Morphin, Green Zeo, Green Turbo. Carlos was Green Turbo, Black Space.
That's a good question.
Somewhere in there would have to be
Yeah.
a missing factor.
Well, they'd
somebody
probably
missing.
just choose the series they were most well known for.
So it'd probably be Zeo and Space, because if they're doing a Forever Green and Black, they'll bring Walter Jones back to play Zach.
Yeah.
Because he's already said he would be willing to do that if they were going to do a Forever Black. He's like, if we're going to do like a Forever Black, Forever Green and Black kind of thing, I'd come back for it.
Okay, they're probably going to do just what they were most famous for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they had the guy who played Sky from SPD talk about Forever Blue.
Yeah.
He was like, that'd be the coolest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Jason Font, the guy who played Wes and Alex from Time Force.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, if they were to do another Forever Red with all the new Red Rangers, I would come back for that.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who played Andros, who looks completely and totally different when he doesn't have the long hair with the blonde streaks through it. And he's even got a goatee and everything. He's like, I don't know if I would come back to Power Rangers. I honestly don't know if I would. He's like, I came back for Forever Red, and I don't know if I would come back again. I mean, and then you have people like the new Super Mega Force cast. Every single one of them's like, I will gladly come back.
Yeah.
Alex Hartman, who played Jaden in Samurai, he's like, I'll come back. I'm down. Let me do it.
Well, it's
I'd
sad
love
to
to go back to
see.
New Zealand.
It's sad to see the people who played such good roles turn out hating what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like
because
like the girl who played Kimberly, she hated it. She couldn't stand being a Power Ranger.
Yeah, she hates the fact that she was a Power Ranger. She absolutely can't stand it. I mean, when she was getting ready to get funding for a movie that she directed, David Yost, the guy who played Billy, he sent out a challenge to her on Twitter. And he said, okay, if you raise the money before your due date, because she was pregnant at the time,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, if you raise the money before your due date, you have to go out and in a Pink Ranger costume and sing in front of everyone. And she accepted, and he got a text later on saying, I may have to put on the Pink Ranger costume. And sure enough, she went out and she put the Pink Ranger costume on, she sang.
Well,
I was like, that is the funniest thing in the world.
mhm.
The
It
fact
just
the fact that she had to do that.
yeah, it just sucks that they put so much time and effort into something they absolutely couldn't stand.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like I
Cameron
would
Gibo, the guy who
love to
played,
do that. I don't care
yeah,
if kids are going to be watching. I would love to do that.
oh yeah, absolutely. I would love that chance. I mean, Cameron Gibo, the guy who plays Orion or the Super Mega Force Silver,
Mm,
he flat out when they were doing a panel after their time in Megaforce and they were about to go into and Super Megaforce was about to wrap up.
yeah.
Uh, they were talking about, oh yeah, what was it like finding out you were a Power Ranger and blah blah blah. And he's just like, I think, and all of them were like, it's so surreal because you realize that you're a part of this thing and you have such control over how children react,
Yeah.
and you can teach them so many things just with this one character.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind
I
of
mean,
like the people who were chosen for Doctor Who. I know I'm going to sound like a big nerd, but a lot of the people in the UK that get chosen as Doctor Who, they have the exact same reaction. Like the person when Matt Smith was chosen to be the 12th no, the 11th Doctor, which is
mhm.
personally my favorite. I like David Tennant.
I
He's
love David
awesome.
Tennant. Oh.
Don't hate me, but I actually do like Matt Smith. He's one of my favorite doctors. But
It honestly
anyways,
seems like that's where the rift in Doctor Who fans is.
mhm.
Not just the, oh, are you Ninth Doctor onward or are you old school Doctor?
It's
It's,
Matt
are
Smith
you
and David
David Tennant
Tennant.
or Matt Smith?
Yeah, I actually like
That
Matt
is it.
Smith.
Is it 10 or 11? Pick one.
Yeah, I actually I loved Matt Smith a lot. But anyways, before the hate mail comes in, uh, when Matt Smith was chosen to be the 11th Doctor, when he got that message, he said that he actually had to sit there for a couple hours pacing around his room, like just almost in tears that he was actually chosen to be the Doctor because he was so amazed and so dumbstruck by the idea of being the 11th Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, Austin St. John, when he got his thing, I mean, he was the very first Red Ranger, so of course everyone's like, what did you think?
Mm-hmm.
And he told everyone, he's like, when I first got the call, I was in the shower. My roommate comes pounding on the door like, hey, that number that you told me was Saban called and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. He steps out of the shower, waits for them to call again, winds up missing that call because he ran off to go do something else. And then he sits there and sets the phone on the counter, sits there and waits for a little bit, goes to walk away again, and it goes off again. And he comes running back into the kitchen where he was, hits the tile floor with wet feet because he's still just out of the shower. He's still just wrapped in a towel. He slips. The towel goes one way. He goes another way. He's flying. He's falling on the ground, rolling all over the place. And he answers. He's finally able to answer the phone, and he sounds like he's been running 300 miles. He's like, "Hello," and then he gets told, and then he tells his friend, like, "Dude, I got the role as the Red Ranger," and his friend's like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "That's amazing." And then, of course, hearing all these other Rangers, like just where they got their inspiration from. I was really shocked to hear the girl who played Lauren in Samurai, the female Red Samurai Ranger. She was like, I actually went through and I watched some of the Japanese footage. I actually watched some of the Japanese show. I was like, yes! Somebody who actually watched the Sentai. That is amazing, because I know me, if I were going to get pulled into something like that, that'd be the first thing I would go to.
Yeah.
I would go directly to the Sentai. I'd be like, all right, let's watch the Sentai, see how the character is there, compare it to what the character I've been given, and then go try and watch a couple of the other Rangers the previous Red Rangers that have led up to this.
Well, what's cool with like doing the whole Power Ranger thing is, the way that you get to present your character. They give you the basis of your character. This is pretty much for any actor. They give you the basis of your character,
And then you make it your own.
Well, and what you do is you go look for an inspiration and then make that inspiration twisted into your own cool little way, and then you make it. Doing that with a Power Ranger, you have so many different things you can do, and doing just the littlest thing, just saying something a certain way or reacting to something a certain way, could change the entire character, which is insane. Especially to a little kid. Like, that could change the entire presentation of the show to just a kid.
I know me personally, just growing up watching, because when I was a little kid, I mean, I was born in '94, so Power Rangers came out in '93.
Hmm.
I grew up with the whole Power Rangers mania going on around me. I finally got into all that around the time the Turbo movie came out.
Hmm.
So the Turbo movie was my first inclination into Power Rangers, and then it just kind of spread from there.
Yeah.
And of course, when I really got into it, I was like, I love these characters. Where else can I find these characters? Is it just Power Rangers Turbo? Is it just Power Rangers Zeo? Where is it? I found the Mighty Morphin movie, and I was like, okay, let's watch this. Watch that. I saw Tommy, immediately recognized Tommy, immediately recognized Kat and Adam, and
Hmm.
saw this new person named Aisha. I was like, who the hell's this? What the fuck's going on? Went back and found all the originals. I'm like, who the fuck's Jason? Who the fuck's Trini? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sitting there like, what? And of course, now I know. Okay, that's the original 5, then 6, then things got changed and swapped and
Hmm.
chaos. But it wasn't until I was 12, 13 years old that I even discovered Super Sentai at all.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense that whole era escaped me for
Yeah.
12 years. That whole history behind it just gone.
Hmm. Personally, I know I'm also gonna get a lot of hate for this too. I personally would rather watch the American version, not because I hate Japanese people, but because I grew up with it and I know more about it, and to have to relearn everything through the Japanese version, that's a lot of years put into that series. To have to go back to the very beginning and relearn everything, because everything is different. Like, there are barely anything that's the same that goes between both versions. So it's like I'd have to relearn literally everything.
Yeah.
That's a lot to relearn.
My favorite thing is I actually, quite honestly, as much as I love like the Showa era, I guess you can call them Showa era Sentai, like the originals from back in like the '70s, back when Kamen Rider was still a huge, well, it's still a huge thing, but back when it was still
Yeah.
getting on its feet, it's something I'm like, I'm not really going to go back and watch that just because for me the sound and video quality is like, whoa,
Oh yeah.
whoa, hold up. Like I think the furthest back I went was I went and I watched Mask Man. I watched part of Mask Man.
Oh my
That
goodness.
that was a good Sentai. I will give you that. Just I watched the first episode and I'm like, what? What? Oh my god, what? You get so gripped onto these characters
Hmm.
before these characters are even introduced properly.
Yeah.
Like one of the very first things you see is Red Mask driving around in a race car with his family and fellow Sentai members as his pit crew.
Hmm.
And so you watch him do this, and then some chick that you have no idea who this is, that apparently has some sort of serious tie, like romantic tie to this character, get run out on the track, stops him in his race. They take off to somewhere. She gets killed. His family shows up thinking he's dead. They're already morphed. He shows up already morphed, and you're like, what? What the hell is going on? And you just get so sucked into this story in the very first. This is in like the first 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
You get sucked into it so hard. I'm like, oh my god, what is this?
Well, it's the
Thank
same
you,
thing.
Japan.
It's the same thing for the introduction to Fives. Fives, I think it
Yeah,
was.
Spies.
When
You
all
get
you just
sucked in
yeah, all you
hard.
see is a destroyed city and a character. You're like, oh, okay, things are
Here we
happening.
go. I mean, it was the same thing with Decade, though. The very first couple minutes of Decade was just writers going back and forth, blowing the crap out of each other, just
Yeah.
giant all-out war between writers. And then they all start falling one by one, and you're just hearing these sound effects. You're like, I've never heard these ones before. What's up with this?
Yeah.
And then you see Decade all glowing, all purple, floating down, and then you see Natsume just going, Decade, and it just, boom, cuts to her waking up, and you're like, what? Whoa, what? Hold up.
Yeah.
It was just it was the most clever way to get people wrapped up in a show that I've ever seen.
Hmm.
Like, if you thought Decade and Kabuto got people wrapped up real quick, no. Decade was the way to go.
Yeah. And
Ugh.
as I remembered, actually, super big announcement. Da-da-da. Hopefully, if I can get things moving and get things in gear by the end of this week. Hopefully on a Saturday, my new webcomic will be released. The first page will be out, hopefully by Saturday. So if you're interested in that, when it is out, I will have a link either in the description of this video or in another video if I make an announcement for it. But if you want any background on the thing, it's called Fairy Tale Slayers, and it follows a mercenary called Jeff the Headless Horseless Horseman, and his adventures with his partner Teddy the Teddy Bear, into a whole bunch of fairy tale universes, and they go, and there's a big, long, complicated story. But if you're interested, if that sounds interesting to you, I will either link in this description when it is out, or an update video in the future. But yes, set your clock to Saturday, because that's when it hopefully will come out by that time, if I am able to do this.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you mentioned Fies a little bit earlier, because that's one of the model kits I picked up. I picked up a Figure Eyes. Oh my god! I watched a few videos on Figure Eyes, and I'm like, oh, because I watched Vangelis, if any of you know him from the WTF at TFW 2005 podcast. TJ Omega, who's also a part of that same podcast. They both have done videos on Figure Eyes figures. Both from Kamen Rider Double, as funny as that is, because that's the series that kind of introduced Figure Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
TJ did, I think he did either Fang Joker form or just the regular Cyclone Joker. I believe it was just the regular Cyclone Joker now that I'm remembering it. And then Vangelis did your favorite rider from that series. Yeah, Mr. Skull. He did Skull, and just the amount of detail that goes into those figures and the amount of just sheer awesomeness to make them a fully posable figure is amazing. Because it's not just, you're not just building a model kit that you stick on a shelf and leave alone. You're building an action figure with Figure Eyes, and that's why I wanted to get one. And I picked up just the base form Fies, nothing fancy schmancy about it. Base Fies, ready to go. I almost picked up Kabuto. I was this close from getting Kabuto, but I was like, I like Fies more. I'm sorry. I'll pick up Kabuto next time.
Well, if you do pick up Kabuto, you should so give it to me.
I will think about it. I will do my best to get two, because I would love to give you one and just be like, here. Have fun. Here's your first model kit.
Yeah. Well, I think, although it has yet to be an hour, it's been like 47 minutes, 48 minutes, something like that. I have stopwatch, but it's somewhere around there. I think we'll end it here, because I think we're running out of topics to talk about.
We really are sitting around
I sure can't think of anything else to talk about. So, if you want us to talk about anything, a topic, a question, I don't know, toilet paper, whatever you want us to talk about, put it in the comments below. Tweet me at
you know your tweet, your Twitter.
Twitter.com/TheMoose. That is me. And you can also tweet this guy. What is your Twitter?
My Twitter will be at TJS87. Go ahead and just hit that up when you when you post a tweet. Go for it. It's my personal account. I've yet to actually make like a YouTube Twitter, but when I do, I'll make sure everyone knows what that Twitter is as well. So I seem to be doing a lot of dual account things.
Yeah.
God, I need to stop doing that.
If you have a question, topic, or a comment, you can tweet us, put it down in the comments, and
we'll probably make a joint YouTube, like a group Facebook page once we get that channel up and going, and
I'll get a
Facebook.
I'll get a Facebook page up sometime. Don't forget, by the end of this week, hopefully Fairy Tale Slayer's first page will be out. Hopefully also by the beginning of next week, maybe the end of next week, we will hopefully start that roleplay series we've been talking about.
And hopefully by the end of this week as well, I'll be able to get my very first movie review up. That should be the fun part, because Moose and I did a nice little video, and it should be interesting to see what you guys think of it.
And other than that, just look out for any more videos I post up if I have time. And that is it. This has been the Night Moose Show, starring me, the Moose, and
Me, Nightwolf.
we will see you guys later. See you
See
next
ya.
week, guys.